Now I've got my favourite between these two tiny little wireless microphones, but which one is right for you? Hopefully by the end of this video you'll have made up your mind, so let me know which one you choose in the comments. There is one teeny tiny thing I would like to change about my favourite. I'm going to talk to you about that at the end. So with the Rode Wireless Go 2 you actually get this soft little case, which is it's cute, but the DJI gives you this genius case which holds both the microphones and the receiver, as well as charging everything all at the same time. So when I'm ready to film, I just grab and go and never have to worry about if they're charged or not, because the case is charging them while they're not being used. And what I like about it as well, it's got this little charging indicator, so it tells you how much charge the case has got. And also when you open the case, the receiver shows you how much charge each device has got. It's just awesome. It's so well made, nice and sturdy, so you know it's not going to get damaged in your bag. Plus, it does come with an extra case, so you can put it in there along with your windshields, tighten it up, sling it in your bag, and away you go. When you do need to charge this again, all you need to do is connect one USB cable into the charging case itself and make sure everything's in there. I don't really want to talk about how you charge the Rode system. So you get two microphones and one receiver with both of these systems, which is great for weddings if you want to mic up the bride and the groom. Great for podcasts. They're also really good for vlogging and a little bit more dynamic than a shotgun microphone mounted on top of the camera, for example. Because if I wanted to get a shot like this, where I place the camera down somewhere and then walk to the other side of the room, you can still hear me because the microphone's mounted on me, so it's nice and direct and nice and clear. But if I switched over to the shotgun microphone, now I'm on the shotgun microphone next to the camera. It sounds alright at the moment, but as soon as I move away from the microphone, it's muffled, it's echoey, because there's more distance between me and the microphone. It's probably going to be a lot quieter as well, and it's just not going to be great sounding audio. Now you get 7 hours of battery life with the Rode microphones, and with the DJI, the case will charge these microphones from empty twice. So you can actually get up to 15 hours battery life on each microphone, which is perfect for a full day of shooting. You might not consider the design of these things, but I think it's quite important. The Rode has a shiny surface, you know, it looks nice, but these things need to be discreet sometimes. So a big shiny surface, especially if you've got a lot of lights, isn't the best thing. And it's a little bit bigger than the DJI, and the DJI is a lot tougher, a lot smaller, more compact, and much more discreet because it hasn't got that shiny surface. I would like to see a white version of this like the Rode do, because if you are micing up a bride, something that's black is going to show up, whereas if you had a white one, you know where I'm going. They both have clips so you can attach it to clothing, but the DJI actually also comes with these little magnets. So for example, I've got a hoodie on, and the only place I could clip it is really close, so that's not going to give me the best sound. What I can do is use the magnet to put the microphone just in a more pleasing area, so it's going to pick up a nicer sound, whereas you can't do that on the Rode. It just gives you a few more different options in times of need. The Rode has a range of 200 meters and the DJI has a range of 250 meters. So I thought I'd test it. Well, so the tape measure isn't long enough to measure the distance, but I've got another idea. What I'm going to do is fly the drone 250 meters that way and see when they cut out, if they do cut out at all. As well, I want to spin round to see if me turning round interferes with the signal, because it's got to be a clear line of sight. But if it does cut out, I've got the internal backup recordings stored on the device itself. That's 45 meters. Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to... I didn't want to be running this far today. So I'm going to run down there and see if the microphones are still recording. Might be a while. Oh God, slippy. Oh dear. Can you hear me? Now I'm facing the camera, currently 80 meters away. Now I'm facing the camera, currently 80 meters away. Right, 135 meters I've spun round. I don't know if you can see me anymore. 150 meters, 150 meters, 200 meters I'm facing the camera. Now I'm going to spin round. Rode microphone should have dropped out by now. In theory, the DJI should be still going. This is 250 meters. Can you still hear me? If I face this way, Does it cut out? So when it came to range, the DJI performed so much better than the Rode. I think I only got about 50 meters, maybe even less, before the Rode actually cut out. But I have to say, when you're facing away from the camera, both microphones cut out and they become a bit stuttery. So if you are gonna record at long distances, make sure that you've switched on the backup track so you've got a recording internally. If something happens to your camera mid-recording, or for example, if the signal drops out for whatever reason, you can actually just press the record button on the microphone and it's going to record a backup track just in case anything happens. So you don't have to worry about signal interference. And I can't tell you how comforting it is to know that you've got that backup recording stored on this device. You can actually record up to 14 hours or 8 gig of audio on this. Sometimes you only get one chance to get it right, and if something does go wrong, you've blown it basically. When it comes to importing those files onto the computer and using those files, the DJI couldn't be easier. All you do is plug it in via USB and drag and drop the files to your folder, and that's it, it's done. That's how you want things to be, that's how things are on a camera. The Rode is a little bit of a different story. You have to go into the app and then export each file individually. Now that takes a lot of time, and anything that stands in the way of your quick workflow is it puts me off using things. If things are a bit too time consuming and complex, I don't want to use them. So the DJI is a big win on that front. The Rode microphones allow you to adjust some of the settings on the receiver, but most of them has to be done through the app. Whereas the DJI have smashed this, because on the receiver there's a little touchscreen display and you can access all of the settings within that, and I just think it's amazing because I hate using apps for videography stuff. So everything that I need to do is within this touchscreen, and it's nice and easy to navigate, just like all the other DJI stuff. You can even control each microphone gain input independently, which is great if you've got two people speaking at different volumes, which is very common. Whereas on the Rode, you can adjust the microphone gains, but it does it simultaneously, so you can't have independent control of each microphone gain input. Another great feature of these microphones is they actually record a safety track. So if there's any unexpected loud noises, the microphone will actually record onto a separate track at a lower volume so that it doesn't clip. To set up the safety track, it's really easy. All you do is swipe down on the receiver, tap mono stereo until it has a little S next to it, and this will record the left and right channel at different volumes, one at 6 dB lower than the standard track. You can do this with the Rode, but again you have to use the app, which takes longer to do. This is just a few taps and you're sorted. This is an audio test using the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone. This is what it sounds like with the presets switched on. I've made these presets myself. You can download them in the shop. There'll be a link in the description somewhere. It'll be down there. And this is what the microphone sounds like without those presets applied, just so that you can put it side by side with the DJI microphone and see which one is your favorite. And this is an audio test using the DJI wireless microphones. This is what it sounds like with the preset switched on. And this is what they sound like with the preset switched off. This is nothing at all, but I've raised the volume slightly so that it matches each other, and you can hear what they sound like just without any presets. So this is what they both sound like. Let me know which one is your favorite sounding microphone in the comments below. DJI have been very clever because they've come up with this system where you can easily swap out the bits on the cold shoe mount. So for example, if I want to use my phone, it comes with this little adapter, and I just pop that into the underside, and then I can just plug it straight into my phone. So you can use these microphones with whatever phone you've got. I don't have to buy another cable to do that, whereas on the Rode you have to buy an adapter cable to plug it into your phone. And also I don't have a big trailing cable, and I don't have to get a cage for my phone to use it. It just plugs straight in and it's compact. You can plug in a lav or external mic into both systems, but only the DJI lets you monitor audio levels with headphones on the receiver. Now all of this, in my opinion, makes the DJI the almost perfect wireless microphone system for YouTubers, videographers, content creators, even if you're using your phone, because it's well made and so easy to use from setup to importing and editing. But notice how I said almost perfect. The only thing I would change about the DJI system is the cable. It's quite a rigid cable, which is fine, you know, it's well made, but it hasn't got the L-shaped jack cable like the Rode has. Rode have always had good cables. I like the coily ones. Plugging this in, I don't like it. It's a little bit of a stretch. Plus, if I had a bigger camera than this, I'd feel a little bit uncomfortable. I know you can mount the receiver the other way round. I want the flexibility of having it both way rounds, because when I'm in front of the camera I want to see my levels on the receiver. Right, I need to tell you something really important. The thing is, having the best microphone in the world won't guarantee good audio. You need to make sure you're using the microphone and the space in the correct way, because there's a lot of things that people do wrong when it comes to sound. So that's why you should watch this video next to avoid any of those mistakes.